Alright, y'all, here's another goddamn scary story. I don't know if y'all ready for this one, but here it goes. Once upon a time, there was a man who moved into the spooky, scary woods. And there was only one other house in all of the woods, and there was an old man. And one day, the old man came to the man that moved in the woods, and he says, "You better never go in these spooky, scary woods." And the man was like, "Why can't I go in the woods?" And the old man goes, "Because there's a Gary Goose in the woods. Don't go in there." And the man was like, "A Gary Goose? It can't be that Gary." And the old man was like, "Listen to me, just don't go in the woods." So the man was like, "Okay, I won't go in the woods." And that went on for years. But then one day got dawn, the man was bored, and he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna go for a hike in the woods." And but the old man's words reminisced, and he's like, "Maybe I shouldn't go in the woods." But he's like, "I'm gonna just go in the woods. It's fine." So he's walking through the woods, and he gets lost, and it's foggy, and it's scary. And then out of the distance, he hears honk, honk. And then he's like, what, I'm in the middle of the deep woods. What the heck's going on? And he hears honk, honk. And it's getting closer. And the man starts running. He starts running. He's like, "What is this?" And he's running, and he sees a large figure chasing him. And it's got wings, and it's chasing him, going honk, honk. And it's the Gary Goose. It's the Gariest Goose of all time. And the man's running, and he sees his house, and he's running. The Gary Goose is catching up to him. He goes honk, honk, and he's running, and he opens his door, and he slams the door, and he looks out the window, and he doesn't see the Gary Goose. And he's like, "Oh my gosh." And then that night, the old man knocked on the door. And he goes, "I heard some honking. Did you go in the woods?" And the man was like, "Yeah, I didn't think the Gary Goose was real." And the old man goes, "The Gary Goose is very real. And you need to be very careful. You could have lost you could have lost your goddamn life to the Gary Goose." And the guy's like, "Okay, I'm never going in the woods again." And the old man goes, "Good." And then that night, the man was asleep in his bed, and he lived alone, and the door was shut, and he hears creak, and the door opens, and he sees a 7-foot tall Gary Goose staring at him from the doorway. But the man, he just opens his eyes. And he's hoping that the Gary Goose doesn't know he's awake. And the Gary Goose waddles over to him. And the Gary Goose goes, "You got any root beer?" And the man goes, "No, I don't have any root beer." And the Gary Goose goes, "Alright, that's okay." And then the Gary Goose flies away, never to be seen again. Or will he? Alright, that's a scary story. I hope it wasn't too scary. Bye!